Week 4, college football, just kind of our Friday rundown, last look at these games before our big weekend shows. Of course, we got an awesome show tomorrow for college football Saturday. We've got Joe D'Amico, we've got Brian Bittler, we've got Rod Zawacki, we got Ron Romanelli, Chris Ruffalo, we've got Al McMorty, we've got Tony Brown, and I'm not sure who else we have. We might even have other people. Sunday, we got a massive show because this Sunday show starts 3 hours before the actual game starts, so we could really pack them in. We've got all those same guys, plus Sean Murphy, James Clark. We've got, who else is on? I don't know. Even more people than that. I think Shane Mickle said he wanted to be on. I never got back to him. But
winning lineup right there.
Yeah, when Joe's on, everyone wants to be on. When it's just me, it's like, I'm busy. Too busy, can't do it. So it's kind of the way that it goes. But we got a great weekend of college football. I did all my college football videos. Still processing. I posted about 13 of them early this week. People said they wanted to see early ones, so I did 13 early, 15 on my normal posting time. And I saved a lot of the big games for after. But now I've kind of gone through the lineup, and I like almost every underdog on the board. It's pretty much.
I like it.
The way that it goes. So how about you, Joe? What do you, college football, I know that I'm over the top about it, and it's kind of like everyone that has to, everyone goes through this phase with me on college football where it's kind of like, I thought I knew college football, but this guy's like ridiculous over the top about college football because there's so many teams, so many players, so many different things going on. And, it's a lot of TV to watch. Like me and my dog, Sam, we watch, more college football than anybody. He's watched, what he watches on a college football Saturday is pretty amazing on its own.
Well, I love it. I have traffic here watching any NFL. He doesn't actually get behind the college football. I don't know why. Can't get him in front of the TV on a Saturday, but
I'll tell you who Sam's favorite team is, the Ducks. Okay. He just loves the Ducks.
Really?
It's like they say Duck, he's like... He's focused in on the TV. It's like, someone say Ducks. It's like,
I love it.
Basketball, he loves the Ducks also. He just loves when they say Ducks. He just is like, who said Ducks?
See, the little Chihuahua goes nuts for basketball. Basketball season in my house, I almost have to mute the TV because that squeaking across the court, she is back and forth, running up and down along the TV at the bottom of it. So she does not like it.
Sam's not into baseball. He loves football. He loves basketball. Does not like baseball. Don't know why.
Not fast enough action, maybe?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. He just never really focused in on it. My old dog, my Shar-Pei, used to have just loved Free Willy, the movie Free Willy. She just loved that frickin' whale. I could never figure it out for the life of me, but it was Free Willy. That was her thing.
Oh, well, that's adorable. Yeah, traffic's favorite has to be football. And then the TELUS commercials. Our phone internet company here has all those animals in their commercials. And he sits there and he just absolutely loves it. But he watched the whole game with me last night. As soon as I turned that TV off, he ran upstairs. So he was happy to see what Sam Darnold did last night with me.
Well, Joe was a winner last night. I was a loser, big time. I lost. Not only did I lose the game, I beat myself into the ground with my halftime bets. I hit the halftime under at 20
Absolutely
and a half.
Did.
So I got that one, and that was our one that we liked the most. But I went a little overboard on my other picks. It happens. I'm not apologizing for it or anything.
You did believe. You had reason. You believed in the Texans. You believed in what you were seeing. So, and I did too at that second half. I really didn't think the Panthers were going to come out like that.
Sometimes I say, I believed in it and I believed in myself. But other times you just got to say, man, I was just an idiot. It's like, what the hell was I thinking?
Well, that was like when I bet Kansas the other weekend. I was just idiot move. So we all have those days.
So it's showing I'm broadcasting on Twitter, but it's not showing anyone watching it there. That's okay. I've never shown this on Twitter. I've never really shown much on my Betting Badass account, but what the hell? Give it a shot. I don't know. Is it showing?
Let's see if I can see it on Twitter.
Let's see if I can see it on Twitter. Maybe I'll be my one viewer. Maybe I could be the viewer that I've been looking for. I don't ask for much.
I can retweet it out.
There's Joe Joe used the idea that I said, show her setup. See that?
Yeah, I did.
That's cool. See? It looks good, right?
Yeah,
there we
my
are.
flags on the roof?
There we are on Twitter. I see it right now.
Yeah.
Nobody watching. 0 views.
On watching.
Retweet.
Well, hi, Twitter. I retweeted it, so.
I can share it. Share.
Perfect.
Share via tweet. Oh, it won't let me. I should have tagged our PickDawgz account in it or something. I should have added. It's okay. We're learning as we go. We'll show tomorrow's show on here. Now we have 4 viewers. Me, you, and 2 other people. But
well, I'm not watching anymore, so thank you to the 3 other people from Twitter that are watching over there.
But anyways, got what do you want to do first? College football, since that's tomorrow, or
sure.
NFL?
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump right into college football. Like I said, I did videos on about 30 of these games I did videos on. So I'm not done processing them all. I've got a bunch more to go, but I really enjoyed doing them. I changed my setup a little bit. Nothing that you guys would notice, but I notice it, and you'll see like the last half of my videos that I did for today. I changed it, and it's, I don't know, just more. I've always done my videos standing up, and then the last couple of months I've been doing them sitting down, and I tried everything. I took the arms off the chair or whatever. But you know how the chairs, they have like this shape to the back of them? It makes me look like I have these giant love handles, you know? So it's like, I'm like, because I wear the black shirt and the chair's black. And it's like, I know I'm not like, you know, how I was, you know, when I was on the wrestling team or something. But it's like, I don't have that, you know? It's like, so now I'm standing up. I feel better, you know, more confident, more fun, you know, and all that stuff. It's the way I've done them for years. But
you're always more fun when you're confident.
It is.
Golden rule.
It is. And that's why it's always more fun when people are tuning in, smashing the like button, doing all those things on these shows too. But this is one of those shows that I'll tell you what, work in progress, but we're on to some really big things. You guys know, it always starts with the concept, builds into the idea. We start trying some things out, and then all of a sudden it's like 1,000 people watching. So pretty sure we're there. I think the office pool is going to be that one, though. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be.
If you guys are watching and haven't entered the office pool, make sure you get in on it.
I think that's going to be our show. I really do. So tonight's games we already went over on the morning show. If you want to know tonight's games, we did on the morning show. I'm not going to go over those again. But we'll look at the early time slot. Virginia Tech, Richmond, Central Michigan, FIU, Northwestern, Ohio. Got Wisconsin, Notre Dame, Mississippi State, LSU, Penn State, Villanova, BC, Missouri, TCU, SMU, Texas, Texas Tech, Utah State, Boise, Army, Miami of Ohio. I mean, look at all these games. Minnesota, Bowling Green, Vandy against Georgia. You want me to start, or you want me to start?
You can start. Go for it.
I'll start. I'll go right from the start here. I like Richmond against Virginia Tech. I think they got a chance to beat them outright. I move on. Central Mich against FIU. FIU has looked terrible. Central Mich, they haven't looked so good either. Going to maybe pass on that one. The big one, we talked a little bit about it this morning, Wisconsin, Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame in this game. I think they have a chance to win this game outright. Paul Chryst, don't underestimate just how bad of a coach this guy is at Wisconsin. He is conservative to a fault. And if you're conservative in the big games, you're playing. This is the thing. You ever go to the casino and you see somebody and they're at a $5 blackjack table and they just bet $5 every single hand, win, lose, draw, right? You cannot win money doing that. The odds are against you from the very beginning, right? The house odds are already, if you play textbook perfect blackjack, getting 2-1 on blackjacks, right? Getting paid out 2-1 to blackjacks, which you don't even find everywhere anymore, right? And you play textbook perfect blackjack, you can win 49.7% of the time, right? That's not going to get it done. So you have to figure out, how do I maximize, and that's getting the 2-1 on blackjack. If you're getting 6-5, it drops a lot from there. So how do I win? you got to take chances. You got to raise your money. You got to make bigger bets. And people say, "Oh man, you make big bets, whatever." That's how you do it. That's how you win. You play to win, not to not lose. And when you play a conservative style, you're playing not to not lose. Well, most of the time you end up losing because the other team, they took this chance or whatever. You know what? Maybe that one chance that was in the spotlight is the one that maybe they didn't convert, but there's probably 8 other chances they took within the game that they hit you on. And I think Notre Dame's going to hit Wisconsin on those. I do.
Are you looking at an under game in this one? I think with these defenses, I'd be looking at the under strongly.
I don't know. The Notre Dame run defense is really bad. Wisconsin likes to lean on the run, and I think Notre Dame can go over the top on Wisconsin. I like the first half over.
Okay.
This thing.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
The wind's been blowing, in Chicago. We talked about it for the Cubs game this morning, and we saw it the other day. So it has been blowing, and I know Soldier is right on the lake. So I love Soldier Field. I freaking love it. I used to run in a race in the summer, the Soldier Field 10-mile. You run the race, and then the finish line is the 50-yard line of Soldier Field. You come in, they show you on the Jumbotron. Awesome.
That would have been really cool.
It's fun. It's not like a half marathon, it's just 10 miles. So it's like an hour, you're out of there. It's like you're done. So I'm good.
I can't. Yeah, it'll probably take me too, but I'm not a runner.
They give you like the little cookie or something when you're done, a medal, put the medal around.
Yeah.
It's like if you finish like in the front pack, it's like, they announce your name.
So what was more important, the medal or the cookie?
For me, I only ran like when I was a runner, and same thing for working out. I only run so I could eat cookies. It's like that's the whole thought process. Like if I run,
hear you. Yes.
If I run, that means I could eat pizza and cookies and ice cream and all those other things. If I don't run, well, I can still eat them, but then my pants won't fit anymore. So.
Okay, so what were you thinking of this LSU Tigers, Mississippi State? I'm leaning on LSU.
I'm leaning on LSU myself. I liked Mississippi State at the 3.5. I like LSU at the 2.5. I think it's just one of those games. It's always tight, these two teams.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me in this one is when we look at the against the spread versus Mississippi for LSU, they're only 2-5 against the spread. So I'm hoping they get it done this time, but it does scare me a little.
The spreads have been much larger than this number. So last year, Mississippi State beat LSU early in the season. Remember they had that big game, and it was like this whole thing, Mississippi State's going to be good this year and all that stuff. They weren't good. What happened was people started running a zone defense on them, and they struggled against the zone. But LSU has way better athletes, and it's like when you look at the point spreads that they haven't covered, they're all 2 touchdowns or more.
True. Very good point. So LSU -3, -2.5. You can get both.
I'm with you.
I like it. 56.5. We've got a total for this one. You pushing on that under?
I think so.
Yeah, me too. I like that under a lot. So the under is 9 of the last 13 for Mississippi State.
I like Boston College against Missouri in this other early game too. This one it might be a premium pick for me. I like it that much. Boston College is traditionally a super strong run team. Like you look in the NFL, there's Boston College running backs on several teams. Corey Dillon's out there. There's a few of these Boston College running backs in the NFL. And Missouri defense, 126th against the run. Not a good sign. The Missouri offense is ranked 17th in the nation overall, 330 passing yards a game. But the Boston College rushing attack, 31st in the nation, over 205 yards a game against that soft Missouri rush defense. We saw Kentucky just carve them up last week.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a low spread in this one, but when we look at Missouri, they're 2-1 straight up, but 0-3 against that spread. So
I like Eli Drinkowitz, but I don't like him that much.
Exactly. What about the Central Michigan Florida International game?
I struggle with these teams. Central Michigan just did me dirty last week against LSU. They just didn't even show up. They never even got off the bus. It was 14-0 like in the first 8 seconds of the game. I hate that. It's like LSU gets the ball. They had a few third downs. They converted. They score the touchdown. And then Central Michigan gets the ball. And what does the quarterback do? Oh, this quarterback's one of the best quarterbacks. They're like talking about, this guy is so good in Central Michigan. He's going to be one of the top quarterbacks drafted, all this stuff. First pass, right to the LSU guy. I mean, hit him right in between the numbers. Well, he only was wearing one number, so I hit him just dead in the number. Just ran it right down the sideline. He was bigger than everybody on the Central Michigan team, including the offensive lineman. He was gigantic. He was like a corner or a safety. You generally don't see guys that big playing defensive back, but man, I don't know. FIU I always like, but they haven't played too well yet this season, that's for sure.
No, they haven't, and I think the Central Michigan needs this one really bad. They're 4-0 against the spread, against teams with losing records. I think they come out and do this. They're 1-2 on the season and 2-1 straight up this season against the spread. So I think they can get this. I think who they've played before is tougher than Florida International.
Yeah, I don't know. I need it too. So we'll have to. I might pass on this one. I think I see some other games on the board. There's so many games that I really like. So I think I'm going to Ruffalo on this one. I think, I have an opinion, but which doesn't qualify as a pure Ruffalo. Ruffalo just, just a pass.
No, you've got an opinion. You're just not betting it.
Yeah. A Ruffalo is just, you just say it and I just say, I'm going to take a pass on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to bet every game on the board.
But we can. But we can.
3 times each game.
We got TCU and SMU. I love this one. This is another one that I really like. Gary Patterson, one of my favorite coaches. TCU, first fan base to ever give me a death threat. That was in 2007.
What did you do?
I picked BYU over them on the Thursday night game. It was back when I wore my glasses. I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate your glasses. I'm going to kill you. It was really it was one of the, I hate you. I hate your glasses. I want to kill you.
Did you say something like I do when I call the Broncos the donkeys? Like, what did you do?
No.
You just went against them.
No, I just picked BYU like an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah. I like SMU.
So who do you like in this?
I like the Frogs, though. I do like them as a team. I don't like them in this spot. I think SMU can just score too many points to keep it close. And when you look at the trends on this series, okay, this tells you the story because these are teams that do play every single year, even though they're not in the same conference. And, SMU, TCU, you got to love these short names. It's like it all works. But the road team has covered in the last 6 meetings of these teams. SMU, the Mustangs, 6-1 against the number in their last 7 at TCU as well. So I just think that SMU is the play here in this game. I could see TCU winning this one, but I think SMU covers.
Oh, absolutely. That 9.5 points is just a give me in this one, I think. I really like SMU and what I've seen out of them so far. Looking at their September stats against the spread, they're 21-7 in September. They definitely come out strong. So
usually fast starters.
I'm liking SMU.
And usually TCU is one of those covers every single year too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Texas and Texas Tech, another big game early. And in this one, once again, I'm all over the dog Texas Tech in this thing. Can't stand Texas, and it's not that I can't stand them as a program because generally I like Texas, right? They're like they're generally one of the college football teams that I like. They're traditional power. They've won some games for me that I needed them to. Remember that USC, fourth and championship, right? Vince Young got us the win over USC, one of the greatest games ever played. But Steve Sarkisian is a joke of a head coach. This guy has had success as an offensive coordinator. I'll tell you what, you give me the offensive coordinator job under Nick Saban and Pete Carroll with those offenses that they had to work with, I could probably have some success also. And, you put him on his own. Look at what he did at Washington. Look at what he did at USC. Stunk the house out. And then we saw him at Arkansas, in a year where he's supposed to really take this team to the next level. No next level. Same level. He lost at Arkansas, and here they are. It's why? Because the defense stinks. He's a quarterback's coach. He was a quarterback in college. He's a quarterback's coach. That's all he can do. And you look at him, 104th against the run. Good luck against this Texas Tech team who's 6th against the run in the nation. They're going to stuff them, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if they win outright.
Okay.
Other than that, I think Texas has a slim chance of winning.
I have a real soft spot for the Texas Longhorns. I don't know why. But when I look at the stats, they're 8-3 against the spread of their last 11 against Texas Tech. I really think they're going to come out and win this one. And it's going to be tight, though. Like, I don't see them being a blowout win on this one. I see it being really tight to that 9 points. So
yeah, I see Texas Tech by at least 17 in this thing. No, I don't know. I like Texas.
Okay, then what do you think of this over? We've got a number of 62.
Well, Texas can't stop the run, so I think Texas Tech is just going to run all over them all day long. And Texas has athletes. They can create big plays. We know that. They have sprinters. They usually have the Olympic team.
Yeah.
Not going to help Sarkisian, though. He's a lame duck coach from day one. We got Utah State and Boise. This is one of those odd situations. You have a game in Utah with a 12 o'clock Eastern time start. This is where you set up Cup of Joe coffee stand at the game, Joe. This is
Yeah, everyone needs a cup of Joe at this time in the morning. I think I'm going to go with Utah State in this one. They're 3-0 on the season and 3-0 straight up against this Boise State team that is 1-2, but they're 2-1 against the spread. I just think Utah is going to come out strong at home. I see a really high-scoring game. The books are reflecting that too. We've got a total of 70 in this one. I think it actually goes over this number.
These are two good teams, and I'm with you. I think Utah State with the points. I think Boise wins the game. I think Utah State, though, with the points. I like dogs. I like all the dogs this week.
You think any way they could get it on the money line?
Utah State? Of course.
Yeah,
they have a chance. They beat Cal outright in the opener. They were a dog in that game. So they certainly have a chance. It's not like either of those teams have played soft schedules. Boise's 1-2, but they lost at Central Florida in a game that they covered. And then they lost at home to Oklahoma State, who's 3-0, and we'll talk about in a little bit, who's got a monster game this week as well against Kansas State. But the only favorite that I really like in the early spot is their next one, and that's Georgia against Vandy. And this is just my pure Vandy fade. You know, I just love betting against Vandy. I can't help myself. It's part of who I am. I know it's 35 points. It was 33.5. I would lay up to 40 here.
Wow. You think Vandy's going to do that bad?
I don't think they can score a point in this game. I just don't see them scoring a point.
Yeah,
they have the 97th ranked offense in the nation. Okay, they average 353 points a game, or 353 yards a game. They're 86th in passing, 200 yards a game they pass for. They rush for 145, but against the Georgia defense, they're not going to rush for 145. Georgia gives up 221 yards a game. They only allow 7 points a game. Georgia, up against a Vandy team that's 119th in scoring, 16.7. And look at who they played. It's not like they were playing against Alabama every week. They played against Stanford, who gave up 150 points to Kansas State in their opener, right? They lost 41-23 in that one. Then they lost to East Tennessee State, FCS, at home. East Tennessee State, 23-3. They were 21-point favorites in that game. And then they beat Colorado State at Colorado State. Congratulations. I don't know.
Okay, I'm with you. You know, I can't jump on Vandy.
I don't like to use the suck word, but Vandy sucks.
How bad did they suck? Really bad.
Terrible. Terrible. Well, we got Maction and at 2 o'clock time slot, Ball State and Toledo. We got UMass, Coastal Carolina. Joe's big Coastal backer. They did her dirty, though. See if she can get back on the horse, though. We got Western Michigan and San Jose State, Eastern Michigan, Texas State, Utah, Washington State, Iowa, Colorado State, Michigan, Rutgers, Connecticut, Wyoming. I love Wyoming in that one. That's another big favorite I like. And Arkansas, Texas A&M, NC State, Clemson, Maryland, Kent State, San Diego State, Towson. That one we're not going to do. Purdue, Illinois, Florida State, Louisville, Baylor, Iowa State. Any of those. There's a bunch in there, too.
So many.
So many good games.
right? I'm looking at this Coastal Carolina UMass game, and I don't think Coastal's going to cover in this one. I'm looking for UMass to come out with a really strong run game and cover with these points. I've got 36 as the spread. Like, that is just way too high for me to rely on Coastal to get it done.
But Coastal's home in Myrtle Beach for this one. So, UMass, don't put anything past them. But the thing is, generally, they're a great backdoor cover team. Like you said, it's like they hit that pass late and all of a sudden you're screwed. So it is kind of a little bit to the high side for me. Washington State's pathetic this year, and they're up against Utah, who's really thirsting for a win at this point. So I don't like I said, I don't love a ton of favorites this week, but I think in this time slot is where I find at least a few of them. I think Utah is one of them. I don't love it at 15. I liked it better at 14, but the fact that they pushed it off the key number to 15 lets you know that, this could be a bad news. Nick Rolovich, he used to coach Hawaii, and he was a pretty good coach here for Hawaii, but stepping it up to the Pac-12, it has not been his thing. He has not been able to go against that Pac-12 competition. Doesn't have a ton to work with there either.
Not at all. Are we talking the Clemson game in this time slot or next?
Let me see. That's this time slot.
Yeah, so I'm looking for Clemson for a letdown spot in this one. North Carolina State Wolfpack, I think they come out and they cover on this. It's 47.5. That's way too many points for this Clemson team. I think everyone's still looking at it as a Trevor Lawrence Clemson team.
Yeah, I like NC State in this one, plus the points. I think they have a chance to win outright in this one. Generally, a really good home team, NC State. And Clemson, we've seen them struggle. But one thing we also know about Clemson is that they struggle so early in the season to cover spreads. Then they go on a roll, and the rest of the season they cover 8, 10 in a row. So hopefully we're not on the front end of that if we have some money on NC State.
Absolutely. They haven't covered once this season. So they're 0-3 against the spread this season. 2-1 straight up.
They have a lot of good players on this team. I mean, they're 2-1, and they'll probably go 11-1. They're not a bad team.
No, but 47.5 points. Wow.
I might put a little something on the NC State money line there, but I like Arkansas.
I'm going to.
I like Arkansas against Texas A&M. I think this one is a last team with the ball game. I like the points here with Arkansas. Texas A&M 9th in defense in the nation. They are number 1 against the pass. They allow 77 passing yards a game. That is off the chain. I mean, no one's even close to that. Number 2 is like 130, 140, so it's like almost double. Arkansas, but has the 18th ranked defense, number 12 against the run, number 12 against the pass, 55 against the run. They're a little better against the run than A&M is. This is going to be a close game. I mean, the offenses and defenses are both really close. Just everything matches up in this one, and it's a rivalry game on a neutral site.
Yeah, it definitely should be a good one. I'm not touching it, but I love everything you say about it. What about this Iowa State and Baylor game? I'm interested to see this.
I like Baylor here. I like the Baylor defense this year. Number 8 in the nation, the Baylor defense. The Iowa State defense, number 1 in the nation. This is a lot of points on the road. Iowa State's been overvalued every single game so far, right? They were laying points against Iowa. It's like they're not they're good, but they're not great. It's like, meanwhile, Baylor is number 2 against the pass. We just said Texas A&M with 77 yards per game. Baylor allows 111 yards per game against the pass, which is also really good. But,
very good. But
the Baylor running attack is where it's at. They average 322 yards per game on the ground. It's like, how do you on the road, Iowa State, how do you control a game against a team that runs the football like that? I don't think.
Oh, absolutely. Baylor is going to control the clock, control the tempo of this game. I'm loving the under 47.5 in this as well.
Clemson and Baylor, for me, a lot of people have not. Here, we'll put it right up on here. It's a lot of information.
Filtered to 4.
It's a lot of information in that comment. Baylor actually has played some decent teams. They beat Kansas 45-. They beat everyone they played. They beat Texas State 29-20. They beat Texas Southern 66-7. And they beat Kansas 45-7 as a 17-point favorite that both Joe and I had. So they left a mark on us in that game.
They absolutely did.
So I like Iowa here against Colorado State, another one of the favorites that I like. I just think Iowa is just, their defense is so good, and at home, this is probably homecoming. You have to remember that this is homecoming week for a lot of people. Joe and I were having a homecoming talk before the show, but this is a homecoming game for a lot of teams. So I think when you start to see like Colorado State at Iowa, you have to figure, well, this is homecoming. We could probably look at who has homecoming this week.
Yeah, I'm with you on this Iowa team. They're going to be 4-0 and 4-0 against the spread as well. 23.5. They've got this one.
So here it is. Is there a list? This looks like one of those damn slideshows. Just give me a list.
Right? No one has time for a slideshow.
New York Times. No idea.
My kids don't have, like, the college kids and the high school kids up here don't have homecomings. It's not a thing up here in Canada.
No? No homecoming?
No homecoming.
Wow.
Yeah.
One less party.
I know, right?
All right. Well, I like Iowa in this one. I'm going to guess it's homecoming against Colorado State. Let's take a look at the schedule and see who's up next. But it's that time of year. Oh, actually, yeah, they Purdue, Penn State, and Maryland. This has got to be homecoming. Colorado State.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta be.
It's going to be a great game.
Gotta be.
Yeah. It's going to be a battle.
I think
big time defensive battle.
I think Iowa runs them over. I think they're just too much. This is a good Iowa team.
It is a very good team.
I like Rutgers plus the points against Michigan. I'm still going to continue to bet against Jim Harbaugh. He's 3-0 against the spread. Rutgers 3-0 to start the season as well. Had the big win at Syracuse against a physical team.
Oh.
I don't know. Greg Schiano knows, how to beat Michigan. I hardly think Jim Harbaugh is unbeatable.
Oh, absolutely
I'm
not.
going to put a little something on the money line in this game, too, on Rutgers.
It's plus 800 on that money line.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I like it.
I'll take it.
Definitely like it.
That'll be my big one for the day.
Okay, what about this Memphis Tigers UTSA Roadrunners game?
UTSA has really flown under the radar, right, this season?
Yeah. They
have really kind of flown under, but they're 3-0 on the season. They got the big win at Illinois, which, really hurt Illinois. And then, Memphis, not quite the same Memphis team that we've seen in the past, but they did get the win last week against Mississippi State. So, that's an SEC team. This should be a good game. I could see this one coming right down to the wire. This could be one of those games like we talked about this morning that it goes to overtime and it's decided by 2 points. I like the over here. I
love the over. I've got a total of 67.
That's what I'm seeing.
I think this is
like the over.
This is going to be a great game.
I like.
Yeah, the total's gone over in 9 out of the last 12 games for UTSA.
So we move to the next slot. Duke, Kansas, Tulsa, Arkansas State, Auburn, Georgia State, Stanford, UCLA, East Carolina, Buffalo, Old Dominion, Georgia Southern, ULL. If there's games that you guys want to see, just yell them out in the comments. One per person, please. Any of these?
Just let me.
I like Auburn against Georgia State. Georgia State, I won money on them last week, so I watched the whole game from gavel to gavel on that one. It was on ESPN 9 or something on the iPad. I had to watch it. I'll tell you what, they're straight ass. Okay, they're not good at all. They're going to get slaughtered in this game against Auburn. Auburn returns home after losing at Penn State. My guess is this is homecoming at Auburn too, and it's going to be just a slaughter. I don't think Georgia State gets past the 50-yard line in this game. 122nd ranked offense. They look every bit of it. 122nd in scoring, 15.7 points per game, 0 this week. They have 56th in rushing yards up against this Auburn defense, which is 3rd in the nation against the run, allowing 50 yards per game, 12.7 points per game. 14th ranked overall, 257 yards per game at home following a loss. And then you throw in the Auburn offense, rushing for 288 yards a game. And Georgia State allowing 192.3 yards per game, 107th ranked in the nation. This is all the makings of just an epic pound down, like 56-0 type game.
Absolutely. And because I think Georgia State might get a couple points, I'm hitting that over 57.5 because I'm with you. Auburn's going to blow them out of the water, but I think Georgia State will get something on the board.
Tell him to come in. He can be on the show. It's my friend is here working on the deck. He's leaving, so I was like, tell him to come in. He'll be on the show.
Of course. No?
He's from Oregon. We'll see if he.
Cool.
We'll see if he makes it on.
That would be fun. Is he a Ducks fan?
I don't think so. He's just a hardworking guy. This guy's like he's like the type of guy that like, what'd you do this weekend? What'd you do today? I built the deck. You know, it's like
good for him.
Everyone has a friend like that. It's like, what'd you do today? I just took down. I had like this. We had this texture on this wall, so I just sanded down all of the texture off the wall, re-stuccoed the whole thing, and then painted it. I'm on my third coat.
Yeah.
It's like,
absolutely.
Okay. I ate a bowl of ice cream and took a nap, you know.
Ice cream, nap, and football.
Yeah.
What do you think of this Kansas and Duke game? Any chance Kansas can cover this 13-point spread?
Kansas really disappointed me last week against Baylor. Just when we were singing their praises of their quarterback, they put 7 points on the board against the Bears. Duke's not that bad. I don't know. I could see this being one that I would just regret betting. How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from this one because I was really behind Kansas before to cover and actually win, but I can't get even to touching this game.
I like
if
Stanford
I had to, it'd be Duke.
I like Stanford on the money line against UCLA also here. They're getting 4.5 points. It was 4. It's now 4.5. A little bit of inverse line movement. I don't care. This is one where like Brian Bitler's like, oh, and the line movement, whatever. Believe me, they don't care. They're going to kill him. Stanford has like a pro quarterback. We know why the guy played last night, for the Texans, because he wouldn't have seen the field with this Stanford quarterback that they have. This guy's really, really good. And UCLA, I think they're 0-70 on the road against the number with Chip Kelly. Let me see exactly what the number is. I don't know if it's 0-7 in their last 7 as a road favorite.
Oh, wow.
For Stanford. The road team has covered 3 of the last 5, but Stanford's covered in 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two. And UCLA 3-8 against the number in their last 11 at Palo Alto. Not good.
Not good at all.
No bueno on that one.
What do you think of this Kansas State, Oklahoma State game? I think this is going to be another one that is a close game. Both these teams are 3-0 on the season. We have a spread of 8.5 in this and a low total, 45.5. But I think it's right in line because I see a defensive battle on this one.
Which one is it? Oh, Kansas State, Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. I like Kansas State in this one, money line as well as the dog.
I like it. I could definitely see that happening.
They're a very good team.
Oh, they absolutely are.
Move into the next slot as we continue through the college football schedule. And yes, it is homecoming at Iowa. I figured it was with the Colorado State in town. Got Florida, Tennessee. Too bad we can't go there. You know what they have at Iowa that's really good?
Potatoes?
Kettle corn.
No.
Kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Yeah. It's kind of like, have you ever had it? It's like popcorn, and it's not caramel corn, but it has kind of like a sweet taste to it with salt. It's
like a sugary
salt.
Sweet.
Yeah, but with salt.
I might like that.
And they sell it in like bags that are like just gigantic bag. It lasts you like, I don't know, almost a kickoff.
Almost a kickoff with your hot chocolates.
Yeah, pretty much. We got Florida, Tennessee. We've got Nebraska, Michigan State, South Carolina, Kentucky. Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Alabama, Southern Miss, Oklahoma, West Virginia, Houston Navy, Air Force, FAU, Ohio State, Akron. There's a crappy game I didn't do a video on. Any of these, Joe?
I'm going to fade Ohio State and their defense to cover this 49 points spread. Give me Akron plus those points. And then Tennessee and Florida. I'm liking the Gators to come out in this one. Tennessee's only 3-8 against the spread in their last 11. I think Florida comes out strong in this one. I'm looking for a higher scoring game in this one as well. We've got 60.5 as a total.
I say if Akron's leading at halftime, Kerry Coombs, the Ohio State defensive coordinator, is going to get fired on the field. How's this for Ohio State defensive numbers? 118th ranked in the country. They're 117th against the pass, 101 against the run, and 94th in points again, 77th in takeaways.
Yeah, it's disgusting. They're my team, and I don't even want to watch them this weekend.
I mean, Akron is 123rd in team defense. So,
but it's Akron, right? We expect them to be there.
The Zips.
No one expected Ohio State to be in this much of disarray right now. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. What do you think of this Nebraska-Michigan State game? This is one that I see going under. We've got a total of 51.5 in this. I think it's going to be a lower scoring battle.
Did Paul Goldschmidt hit the home run? Is that what happened there? In St. Louis in the Cardinals game, 8-0. Someone's saying, because that was my prop, remember? I was like, Goldschmidt's going to hit the... Yeah, Goldschmidt.
What about...
Third inning.
Nice.
Not a great day for Brian Bittler in that game. 8-0. Shellacking.
You warned him.
Did warn him. Anyway, sorry, Joe. I cut you off. Go ahead.
That's okay. You didn't cut me off. It's all good. I was asking you what you thought of the under in the Michigan State-Nebraska game. Got a total of 51.5. Could see this being low, mid, high 40s.
I could see that as well. Both these teams have really good defenses, and I think it's going to be a lot of field goals in this game. Kansas State just always finds a way in games like this. They're ranked 23rd in the nation defense, 7th against the run. This is going to be a good game.
Yeah, it will be. I'm marking that on my calendar to watch this. I've got a 5 p.m. start. I don't know what time zone this is in.
I'll tell you in a second. It is I believe it's 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 Eastern, so it's my time zone.
Yeah, my time zone. It's 1 p.m.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Hawaii. It's like it starts early, it's over, early. Got time to watch the HBO movie.
There you go.
But actually,
that's when I fall asleep. You turn a movie on and I'm out.
Yeah, that's how it was last night. I missed the last 10 minutes of Bachelor in Paradise. We taped it.
Oh no! What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll go back and watch it. Got it on tape, but it's just, this is what you do when you live in Hawaii and all the games are over. So someone's saying the stream is choppy, but I don't see it. Is that the way that it is? Is it choppy?
I'm not seeing it either. Maybe we're both just choppy.
It's okay. It's been a weird internet day. It started with Rod Zawacki's going out. I'm sure he had some really nice words for those people.
Yeah, I could just imagine. They're saying it's good now.
Okay.
It was choppy for a second.
Okay. Well,
do you think Georgia Tech plus the points against North Carolina is a safe bet?
I think that I like it, but I think there's other places I'd rather be. It's like, I think college football is one of those games where you have to kind of narrow it down, where you could go through the card the first time and find 25 games that you like. And then you got to go through again and again and say. And then that's where I usually get into trouble is when I narrow it down to about a dozen or so. And that's when I'll go back and look at my ones that I crossed off the next day. And it's like, oh, no. Why did I do that?
Yeah, why did I get rid of that? Right?
Last week, it didn't matter. Whether I crossed them off or didn't cross them off, I lost all of them. It's just one of those games. Except for the game that I liked the best. The one that I said was my top play of the day. That was the one I hit. Yeah. Which
awesome.
Yeah, Stanford against Vandy. You just stick to betting against Vandy. It's a good bail. I like West Virginia against Oklahoma, too. I am not impressed with Spencer Rattler. I do not care. I think this guy is the most overrated player in college football this year. I understand he's a kid and all this stuff, so we're not going to bash him. But I'm going to say that, it's not like he's making $36 million a year pitching for the Yankees or something. This guy, though, is got to be the most overrated, overblown player in the country. It's not him that's overdone it or whatever. It's like it just is the case. No, it's not too late to get into the office pool. The office pool closes Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time when the first game goes. If you read the rules.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you guys enter.
Enter the office pool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I like West Virginia, though, plus the 17. It looks a little to the square side with the big number, but I don't care. Never stopped me.
Yeah, before. And I'm never stops you if anything looks... Either way, whatever you feel.
I go
right?
My picks are my picks.
Yeah, I'm liking the over in this matchup. The over has cashed the last 6 times Oklahoma has faced West Virginia. So I'm loving this over. I've got a total of 59.5, and I see a 63-point game in this one. I don't know if I can get to West Virginia, though, plus the points. I don't know.
I think Spencer Rattler's so overrated that I think that's what I also like Southern Miss plus the points against Alabama.
Ooh, what's the spread on that?
45. Nick Saban rarely runs it up against these guys, but it's got to be homecoming in Tuscaloosa also.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot.
That's one stadium I have not been to. Bryant Denny.
I could only imagine how many stadiums you have been to.
A lot.
If you can say that's one I haven't been to.
Yeah, that's one I have not been to.
Oh.
I would like to go to it, but haven't been. And I don't care if I'm leaving early. I don't care what Nick Saban says.
What other games are you liking in this time slot, Mitch?
Let's see. I kind of like South Carolina plus the points against Kentucky. Plus 5.
How many points is that?
5. It's an SEC game. It's going to be low scoring. And I also like Nebraska against Michigan State. I expect the public to be humping up all over Michigan State in this game.
Oh, absolutely. They will.
Yeah, I like Nebraska. I like the way they played last week against Oklahoma. I had them in that one. I'll have them again. Let's move to the last part of the schedule here. Washington, Cal, USC, Oregon State. South Florida against BYU, Oregon, Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado. I think we need to talk about Arizona here and just how bad this team is. I mean, they're so bad. I mean, they opened the season in Vegas against BYU, and they cover the spread in that game. And all of a sudden, people start acting like they're a legitimate college football team. But we know better. Right? We know better. They play against Northern Arizona last week. NAU, right? The FCS team. 26-point favorites, lose by 2. They stink. San Diego State, they have the audacity to make them favored over San Diego State by a point. They get run out of the frickin' building by 24. It's like, who made that line? Who bet that game? On Arizona?
I don't know.
We should find if